Welcome to this short video on how to complete your end-of-the-year reporting in Australia. Let us start by understanding why do you need to report and under what authority do you need to report. For Australian vet training providers that are registered under ASQA, reporting is mandated under data provision requirements. If you registered in Victoria or Western Australia, the reporting is part of the AQTF standards. Irrespective of where you're regulated and registered, the requirements for providing data are the same across Australia. The National Centre for Vocational Education Research, NCVER, is the national professional body responsible for collecting, managing, analysing and communicating research and statistics on the Australian vocational education and training (AVET) sector. This is done through the collection of training provider data according to the AVETMISS reporting standards, which stands for the Australian Vocational Education and Training Management Information Statistical Standard. All Australian RTOs are required to submit AVETMISS data at least once a year. Total vet data reporting, however, quarterly submissions are recommended to help you keep on top of your errors, letting you make corrections to previously submitted data if necessary, and to allow students' USI transcripts to be updated in a timely manner. In Australia, depending on the type of reporting you are required to do, you may submit fee-for-service data directly using the AVETMISS validation software, AVS, file validation and submission system, or you may report to your State Training Authority, STA, monthly, with your STA submitting your AVETMISS data quarterly on your behalf, which in turn goes to the USI registry to update your students' USI transcripts. Even if your RTO didn't conduct any training during the calendar year, you still need to submit a nil return in AVS when the reporting window opens. Your WiseNet LRM provides the platform for you to collect your student and training activity data and run exports to meet your government reporting requirements, including your end-of-year reporting. Simplify your end-of-the-year reporting preparation and communication is the key to alleviating the stress of getting your end-of-year reporting right. Prepare by using WiseNet's AVETMISS End-of-Year Data Check Learn page to guide you through the end-of-year reporting steps. Check your data using WiseNet's Data Integrity Reports. Finalize your withdrawals and completions. Update unit enrollments with outcomes such as continuing enrollment 70 and not yet started 85 with the correct information. Check if the For AVETMISS flag is ticked, funding contracts are correct, student demographics data is completed, completions and qualifications are issued. You can use the bulk update features to update missing data. Ensure you communicate the end-of-year process to your team. Identify the last day you will enter this year's data into WiseNet and the first day you will start entering next year's data into WiseNet, and communicate this to all relevant WiseNet users within your organization. Adding next year's data before you have finalized this year's submission will lead to errors and time wasted. New data added too soon will need to be removed and added again once current data is finalized. For customers using our e-learning integration to push results into WiseNet from your LMS before we move into the new year, ensure you tell your trainers they can't make any changes to grades until you've completed your end-of-year reporting. Regardless of whether you submit your AVETMISS data to NCVER, your state training authority, or a combination of both, WiseNet's AVETMISS export function is designed to allow reporting of the relevant export year, current to the date you are generating the export. To generate your AVETMISS export, in the LRM, go to the Reports tab, select Exports, and click on the AVETMISS Export button. Under Where are you reporting to, select National, NCVER, or the state you are reporting to. Select Collection Year. The reporting year will be set as default. Click Next. Tick the relevant contracts you wish to export. Enter the email address you wish the export files to be sent to. Click Start. The files will be generated, saved in today's export, and emailed. The exported NAT files will be emailed to the address specified when you run the export. However, you can also view and download the files in WiseNet. Click View Export to go to a list of today's exports. Hit refresh if the export is still processing. When your export is ready to be viewed, the status will change to success, and an export file will appear in the Job zip file column. Click on the zip file link to open it. The file will contain the 10 text files that have specific structures, as defined in the AVETMISS statistical standards. For example, open the NAT 120 files and you'll see the training activity, including the student number, unit and course code, and unit dates being reported. For more information on the NAT files, see our NAT File Guidelines Learn page. Best practice is to save a copy of these files with the extraction date, especially your final end-of-year export, as these files are only current at the time they are generated and can't be easily re-extracted, as your WiseNet is a live database and is continuously being updated. The next step is to upload and validate AVETMISS submissions. This process is different for state submissions, so follow your governing body's process for uploading. For national submissions, upload and validate using NCVER's AVETMISS validation software, AVS. If you're a new user, you will need to register as a user, and we recommend downloading the AVS User Guide. Follow the steps in the AVS User Guide to upload your NAT files. Validation of your data files occurs in 2 stages. Basic validation checks your AVETMISS files for correct file formatting, followed by full validation checks against the rules outlined in the relevant AVETMISS standard. You will then receive the collection processing summary report with your errors and warnings. Errors must be corrected within WiseNet, then the NAT files need to be exported again and re-uploaded until they pass validation error-free. Warnings should be investigated but won't stop validation. To troubleshoot errors, download the validation errors spreadsheet. Downloading the export details will show the errors, which can usually be resolved by identifying the student record by their student number, reading the error description, and updating the error in WiseNet. WiseNet Learn has a range of resources to help you troubleshoot your AVETMISS validation errors. Select the page for the error you need to resolve, for example, SVTS for Victorian-funded errors, NCVER for AVS errors, Queensland error codes for DET errors. Then you can search by error code and find suggestions on how to fix the error. If you need further assistance, please log a support ticket and our team will be happy to help. Achieve more with WiseNet. Thank you.